just a warning, this is going to be a little bit long, so yeah. Also, there's been lots of crazy outside noises coming from my dorm, so if you should hear anything, just ignore it and we'll be alright. Hey guys, so if you don't know me, I'm Hafeezat. Yeah. But today I'm going to be talking about something that I've talked about briefly on this channel, but I haven't made like a video specifically for it until now. So I'm going to give a quick disclaimer. If you see me looking down, like I have my notebook of like the points I want to discuss so I don't derail. I just derailed, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so disclaimer, these are my experiences and the experiences of friends and acquaintances that I have. I am also not putting a certain stereotype onto a specific group. Not saying that all people from a certain group that I state does these things. I'm just stating that there is a trend of people who have this background of doing said things. That's all. Because it would be wrong of me to do that when that is the same thing that I'm trying to fight, which is people saying that all black people do this or all Muslim people do this. So I am not putting the blame on one group. I'm just going to talk about the cultural and historical trends that happen within this group. So basically, I went on Instagram during my Thanksgiving break, so it's the weekend of that, and basically I was talking about something that happened on Twitter that I saw. Basically, this girl was calling out this other girl for being racist, and the girl that was being called racist proceeded to argue that she wasn't, say rude things that prove she was, and proceeded to use words that she's not allowed to use. So I'm going to read some of the exchange because I have it saved. So for privacy purposes and respect of the person who posted this, even though it did kind of go a bit viral within like Muslim Twitter, I still want to give her the due anonymity that she deserves. Should she want to be credited for this, I will ask her and I will put her links down in the description box below. But basically what happened was this girl, she got kicked out of her friend's group chat because she called somebody else out when this person stated that Somali and Sudani people are always up to no good. And she said, I'm not racist, I have black friends, and a whole bunch of other things. So I'm going to read some of the messages because it's wild. This girl says, just because I said Sudani and Somalis are always up to no good, I wasn't talking about you or so and so. I was talking about in general. Your people. She said your people are always loud and disrespectful, and I was raised to think that. Keyword raised. And it's true. I removed you from the group chat because I will not be called out in front of my friends because what I said is right. And then she proceeded to tell this girl who is a Sudani woman, she told her that I'm not racist, my brother's girlfriend is Sudani, I just think you should put your people in check. Again, your people. Before you come after me, practice what you preach. You're always thinking about race, but it's not racism. I'm just stating facts. So first of all, sis, I'm not racist, my brother's girlfriend is Sudani. I'm not racist, I have black friends. No! That's tokenizing. That's not stating. You can be the most racist person ever and still have black colleagues, have black friends. Donald Trump, for example, he has black people within his cabinet, black people within his Congress. He has black people he works with. He's still racist. A lot of his rhetoric is racist. Just because you have a black friend or a Hispanic friend or an Asian friend does not make you instantly exempt from being racist. I don't know. But anyways, she continues, you just think it's always about race. You're disgusting. I'm not racist. Arabs can't be racist, so try again. And she just continues to say, I'm not racist, I'm not racist, I'm not racist. Now, this isn't the first time that I've seen this. This isn't the first time that I've dealt with this, actually. Not me, because I'm not the girl, but I've dealt with this situation before. And one, I want to point out, racism still exists. Racism still exists. If you don't think so, well, hopefully by the end of this video you do. And if you still don't think so by the end of this video, then I don't know, your mind is really closed off. Racism within Muslim communities and amongst people of color exists as well. Prime example of what this girl did. She proceeded to say because she's Arab, she cannot be racist. But that's not true. Just because you're a person of color, just because you come from a marginalized identity, you still can be racist. Black people are a prime example of this. A lot of black people think that because we deal with racism, that we are allowed to make jokes and make stereotypes about other races. That's highly prejudiced, and that's very problematic. For example, this one guy filmed a video of him going up to this woman who owns a Chinese restaurant saying, "Oh, I hear you sell cats." And everybody was like, "Oh, it's so funny, so funny." No! Because if somebody were to come up to you and say, "Oh, I heard you got Kool-Aid and fried chicken," then it'd be over. Then everybody would be screaming racism. So you can't do that and then expect to have better treatment towards yourself if you're doing this to other people. That's not how it works. But besides that, there is a trend within Arab communities, and like I said in my disclaimer, I'm not saying all Arabs do this, but I'm saying a lot do this, and this is just a prime example of racism within these communities. And I'm gonna insert a video right here so you guys can get a better example, a better taste of what I'm talking about.
So all y'all non-black Arabs really need to stop using the word Abid to refer to black people, because I know dang well you guys know that the word for black in Arabic is Aswad and not Abid, so don't act like you don't know. Literally had a non-black Arab girl today use the word Abid right in front of me, and then I was like, hold up, pause, time out, what'd you say? She's like, no, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about those people. Like, what do you mean, those people? Do you not see that I am black as well? Black as hell? Like, what do you mean? And then she was like, no, like, African American. This girl had the audacity to go like, no, I'm not racist. Trust me, I'm not racist. But like, doesn't the word ab mean black? So at this point, I'm just like, wallahi, you got me so messed up. How do you not know that the word abd means slave? So like, the name Abdullah, how that means the slave of Allah. Abd without Allah means slave. So then, listen, this part had me die, like, dead serious. I wish I was making this up. This girl, real life, goes like, oh my God, abd means slave? Oh my God, I don't know how I never knew that. Oh my God, you learn something new. So at this point, I was just like, girl, just stop lying. Like, it's okay. You just got caught. You just don't use that word anymore. So yeah, that was just a glimpse into some of my everyday life experiences with some non-black Arabs. And to be fully honest with you, it's exhausting having to explain this every damn time. So on a serious note, this gotta stop. So to my non-black Arab friends and followers are in here, I really need you to get your people, get your community, start within your own households and eradicate this word abd and abid from your vocabulary within your own families, because this is way too widespread of a problem.
So yeah, so as you can see by this video, racism within these communities is not inherent, but it is taught. This girl within the message exchange that I read to you said that she was raised to believe that Somali and Sudani people act a certain way and that black people act a certain way. So it's taught, and it's not at the fault of the children that they're being taught this, but it is their fault when they continue to perpetuate it, knowing that this isn't the case. And in this 2018, the amount of exposure to so many different cultures and ideas, not even just face to face, but even like through social media, you should know, or I hope that you know, that these stereotypes that you're putting on certain groups don't exist. So that leads to why black people feel a certain way in certain Muslim communities, because they're often ostracized, they're often degraded, or they are often dismissed. Islam is racialized in the media, and because of that racialization, people both in and out of the Muslim community feel as if there is a hierarchy when it comes to certain Muslims. People, when they look into the Muslim community, they think that Muslims are only Desi or Arab. But that's not the case. Muslims are white, black, Asian, Hispanic, etc. Muslims come from all ethnicities, all races, all over the globe. But the way the media portrays it completely dismisses that. And what you get is a sense of entitlement, but you also get this sense of ignorance, I guess you can say. For example, I myself am a black Muslim. Black Muslims exist. We've been here since the slave times. Many slaves that came through the transatlantic slave trade to America were from countries in where Islam was practiced. Islam then resurged during like the civil rights era with the Nation of Islam, etc., etc. I have a video on this that I did for Amalia.com, and I will link it down below if you want to learn a bit more about that. But besides that, if I wasn't wearing my hijab, people wouldn't know that I'm Muslim. It's come to a point that if I wasn't wearing this, I would have to reiterate that I am Muslim, because people have this set idea of what it means to be Muslim in their head, which is why I'm doing this, so that way I can break that stereotype and dismantle that idea that Muslims have to look a certain way. Not to mention, sometimes I'm the first black Muslim people really meet, and I find that funny because we're everywhere. But not only that, many people, when they think of black Muslims, they think of Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X. That's basically it. Even then, Malcolm X's Muslim identity is not as heavily influenced as his black identity, because there's an erasure of his religion within the black community. But that's a whole nother video. I will not touch upon that right now. People from certain countries also believe that because they speak the language of the Quran, they speak Arabic, or they come from a Muslim majority country, sometimes they will put themselves on a pedestal and they'll make themselves think as if they are better than other Muslims. A lot of times people will assume that because you're a black Muslim or you're a Hispanic Muslim, that you reverted. There's nothing wrong with being a revert. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But the connotation of it is that, oh, they assume that because you're black, you cannot be born into the religion, which is false. I was born into the religion. My parents were born into the religion. My grandparents, great-grandparents, etc. So to have this notion that, oh, because I'm black, I'm instantly a revert, and not think that I can already have Islam by birth is just really warped, you know? I don't know. It's hard to like choose the right words to say this, so I hope that what I'm saying is actually making sense. I don't know. With that racialization of Islam, the pedestal that is created, and the notion that black Muslims or Hispanic Muslims are lesser than Arab Muslims or Desi Muslims, it leads to this idea that there can't be intermingling, or that people will say, I'm having such a hard time like saying this, because I know some people are going to be offended by what I'm saying, but what I'm talking about is a lived reality by many, many, many Muslims, many black Muslims. So I'm just trying to say this in a way that I can offend the least amount of people. But yeah. So with that pedestal, many like cultures do not allow the intermingling of races or ethnicities or even tribes, because certain people will put themselves in a hierarchy. For example, I will ask my friends who are Arab or who are Desi, would your parents be fine with you bringing me home saying you want to marry me, or bringing a black man home and saying you want to marry them? A lot of the times they said no. My friends have told me that they had to sit down their parents and tell them, Mom, Dad, it's okay if I marry a black Muslim. Because it's seen as, oh, what is the community going to think? What is this going to think? Etc., etc. But it shouldn't matter what everyone on the outside thinks. As long as this person that your son or daughter is bringing home is a good Muslim, is strong in their faith, or is trying to become stronger in their faith, and has all the qualities and attributes that they will be able to take care of your son or daughter, it shouldn't matter what race they come from. In that sense, you're also being divisive. And you may work with black people throughout your day-to-day job, and you may be fine with them, but as soon as somebody wants to bring them home, it's an issue. I just find that really unfortunate. So with all this prejudice against black Muslims, and black Muslims feeling as if their ideas and their experiences are being swept under the rug, there has been the creations of things such as Black Muslim Student Associations, or the hashtag Blackout Eid, in which every Eid, black Muslims will use this hashtag in order to celebrate other black Muslims on their outfits and their henna and everything like that, or Black Eid parties. And the reason why we do this is to not be divisive, because many people think, they see these things and they say, oh, we're dividing the ummah, we're dividing the communities. But the reason why we created these spaces is, one, so we feel comfortable, so we don't feel othered by other Muslims, and two, in order to raise discussions as to why we feel the need to make these spaces. Because if there wasn't an issue in the existing space, there wouldn't be a reason to make a new space. We want to be comfortable within these spaces, but it is not up to us to make a change within these spaces. It is up to those who have the privilege and the leadership within these spaces to make it more inclusive and to make it more encompassing of all people, of all backgrounds. It is not up to us. We do not have to teach you how to not be racist. We do not have to teach you how to be more inclusive. We don't have to teach you anything. That is not our job. It is your job to take the resources that are already there out for you and use those to learn as to why these things are happening. Now you can ask questions. Should we feel the need to answer them? That's up to us. I personally don't mind answering questions, but another sister or another brother might not want to answer those questions, and they have every right to not respond, because there's so many resources out there, so many outlets in which you're able to learn these things, and if you're not actively seeking it, then you are a part of the problem. People who have privilege within these spaces need to take action and hold themselves accountable. Whether or not you feel as if this applies to you, if you have a privilege, you should use it in order to better the livelihood and to better the experiences of others. For example, like Ellen Pompeo, I called her Ellen Pope on Instagram, and I probably offended a lot of Grey's fans. Okay, but anyways, Ellen Pompeo, she is the actor in Grey's Anatomy who plays Meredith Grey. She was recently on a panel with Emma Roberts, Gabrielle Union, and Gina Rodriguez. And she was talking about how, as a white woman in Hollywood, she knows her privilege. She knows that she will get a higher wage than Viola Davis or Gabrielle Union, even if they're on the same playing field. She acknowledges her privilege, and she has decided to use her privilege in order to better others, in order to speak out against what is happening within Hollywood. She has stated that she wants to make spaces more inclusive. She wants to be able to walk into a room and see multiple faces of different backgrounds, ethnicities, races, etc.
This day has been incredible, and there's a ton of women in the room, but I don't see enough color, and I didn't see enough color when I walked in the room today. And I had a meeting with a director of another endorsement project that I'm doing. I said, you know, when I show up on set, I would like to see the crew look like the world that I walk around in every day. And I think it's up to all productions to make sure that your crew looks like the world we see. As Caucasian people, it's our job.
That is a key way of being an ally, and that is a key way of using your privilege properly. I stated in my Instagram rant, if you didn't watch it, it's in my highlights. I'm gonna put my Instagram below. I'm just plugging things in left and right, honestly. But anyways, I spoke that despite me being Black, Muslim, and a woman, those are 3 strikes in my identity. Those are 3 marginalized areas in which I am in. I still have socioeconomic power. I still have the power of living in a Western civilization. I still have the power to be able to go onto YouTube and upload videos like these, or to be able to write articles about these things. A lot of people don't have that ability. So I'm using my privilege in that sense in order to further the betterment of people who look like me, as well as those who don't have the ability or the privilege, whether or not they look like me. So that is something that you can do. Honestly, it literally takes a Google search to learn about the disenfranchisement of Black people within certain spaces, of Black Muslims within Muslim majority spaces. It takes 1 second. It is not that hard in this day and age to learn more, to research more, to do more to better other people. And I think that a perfect way to start is have a discussion. Have a panel. Open something up. It should not be up to the marginalized group to bring up the fact that, hey, we don't feel heard. And then all of a sudden you do something. You need to try and take steps in order to ensure that everyone is being heard accordingly. I talk about these things a lot. And the reason why I talk about these things a lot is because these things still show up. People are still not learning. So until people start learning, I'm still gonna be talking. I'm sorry, you can't silence me. You might get tired of me talking about these issues. You might get tired of me talking about white supremacy and Black oppression, or the oppression of women's voices, or the oppression of women, whatever. But these issues are prominent issues in today's society. These issues are prominent issues that need to be fixed. And we cannot progress as a society if we just stay mum and not do anything about anything. If we just stay ignorant and not have discussions that need to be held. If you decide to just keep your privilege to yourself and not try to at least further the betterment of others, you are doing a disservice not only to yourself and to other people, because that's how you stay ignorant. That's how you know less, and that's how stereotypes and misconstrued concepts arise. Now, you can take the privilege that you have, whether it's socioeconomic, racial, gender, etc., and you can raise these concerns. You can be an ally to these people. We're not saying that you have to lobby for us every single time, although that would be nice, but we just want you guys to listen. We do not want our experiences to be discredited just because you don't think that they happen. Because they do happen. If they didn't happen, I wouldn't be sitting here, you know? These things happen every single day. Not just the Black Muslim issue, but just like racial issues, gender issues, sexuality issues, all these things, they happen every single day. And discrediting the voices of those who speak out against these issues is very detrimental to progress. So just listen. If somebody says that they feel a certain way because of X, Y, and Z, listen to as to why they feel that way. Listen to as to why they believe this feeling arise, why they believe that this feeling should stop. And then ask, what do you want me to do? What can I do to help you?
Hi, this is Hafeezat from the future. I'm gonna keep this brief. Basically, my phone cut off as I was filming the outro. Ugh. If you see me being choked, I'm wearing my jacket. I'm about to go to class, actually. But I just wanted to say thank you for watching this video. I know it was a bit long, but I hope you got something from it. And I hope you like, comment, subscribe. If you really like my face, please hit the notification bell. I will be posting really soon, I promise. Please share it with anybody who needs to learn about these things, anybody who's interested in these things. It's a very, very informational and a very conversational topic. Let's have a conversation in the comments if you want to, or if you have any other concerns, you can DM me on Twitter or on Instagram. But other than that, I will see you soon. Bye.